Senator LeMieux.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I want to say, Mr. Pistole, thank you for your service, not just your willingness to submit yourself for this position, but your service with the FBI since 1983.
Thank you, Senator.
And I want to take a moment, if I may, to thank your wife and your daughters. We all serve
Appreciate
with the
that.
support of our family, and you've made sacrifices, but they've made sacrifices too. So
Absolutely.
thank you
Appreciate that, Senator.
for the partnership that they've provided for you. I think you've got great credentials for this job. I enjoyed our meeting the other day. You and I spoke a lot about technology, and I want to echo my colleague from South Dakota's comments about using technology for purposes of efficiency.
Right.
We've heard about long lines in our airports in Orlando and Miami, and there's a lot of concern about the modernization of the way that the TSA employees work, whether there are a lot of folks apparently are been on overtime because they're not using perhaps the best technology possible. So I look forward to you reviewing those contracts and systems and evaluations to make sure we're doing the best thing possible. And no, I have your commitment to do that.
Absolutely, Senator. Look forward to doing that.
Also on technology, you know, we spoke about this issue, and we've talked about it here at this committee before when we were evaluating some of the folks that came before you, and that is the general frustration that the American people have that an 85-year-old grandmother or, you know, my 5-year-old child will be pulled aside for a lot of extra screening or delayed when we know that more than 90% of our threats are from Islamic extremists. And we need to do a better job of protecting against those who are going to do danger to us and trying to speed other people through who pose no danger to the American people. And I know that there are laws in place that, as we discussed, that tie our hands in some extent about how we can use predictive modeling technology and things like that, but I would like for you just on the record to express your commitment that we're going to try to use technology. We're going to look to what other countries like Israel are doing. They've got apparently software that they're using now that checks the stress on people. They use a lot of just personal interaction with the folks who get on the plane to try to qualify them. And I just want to get your commitment on the record that we're going to look for innovative ways so that the average American traveler who presents no threat is going to be able to get through quicker, but we are going to provide the scrutiny we need on those who might actually endanger our country.
Well, thank you, Senator LeMieux, and I appreciate your focus on technology. We know there's a lot out there. The question is the right technology with the right application at the right time, and with TSA being part of that layered security, my hope and goal is to make sure that intelligence will help inform those decisions and judgments as to what that right technology is, going back to Christmas Day, that concealment method that we discussed. But clearly, I believe that technology has to inform and enable those functions. I had the opportunity to meet with Dr. Tara O'Toole from the DHS S&T, the Science and Technology Directorate, last week, to have some of these discussions about what is the technology that the department, the agency is looking at. I had an opportunity to have a demonstration out at the integration facility just south of Reagan Airport. The TSA has to do some of the testing of the equipment, the enhanced imaging technology before it's deployed, and then had the opportunity to have that demonstration. But again, with all the great work that, for example, Israelis do in terms of the behavior detection, obviously TSA does that as part of that layered security. If there's technology that helps enable that in terms of information, obviously in the FBI we have behavioral analysis, experts who focus on those type things, again, all enabled by, not encumbered by technology. So I look forward to working with you on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I know that you have a focus on it. It's very important, Mr. Chairman, because we bring so many millions of people, traveling, every month, I'm sure, if not more, through this country, and we have to do what Senator Warner said, which is these folks have to be involved in customer service too. I appreciate the fact now that it seems like the TSA folks are trying to be more friendly. I appreciate the fact that when you're traveling with a family like I did down to Florida this week with 4 kids, that there was a separate line for families that are traveling with a baby and all those kind of things. I appreciate that. And the balance you have is to keep us safe, but to not burden our civil liberties and to try to get us through the airports as quickly as possible. So
Agreed.
if you can continue to focus on the customer service aspect on the one hand and then going after the actual people who threaten us on the other, I think that would be a great focus for you.
Thank you, Senator LeMieux.
Okay.
Look forward to it if confirmed.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.